Welcome to the live stream. My camera is just a little tweaked here. Sorry about that. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me. It looks like the audio is good, and I just want to welcome you to the live stream. I am just a little bit over my head tonight. My name is Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios, and I really appreciate you joining me live. Obviously, if you're watching this delayed, thank you for joining me as well. Please consider hitting the like button if you like what we've been doing. This is actually week number 3 of kind of going into the live sound realm. The Studio Live 32SC has been added to my repertoire of tools. I haven't had like a live soundboard in a while. Most of that I got rid of about 6 years ago. 7, maybe probably more than like 7 or 8. The live studio console, it was the 24 channel, the original version. Now I have the 32 digital channel, and I also have a digital stage snake we're gonna hook up tonight. I've watched a couple videos. I hope I can figure out how to do this. I have all the speakers behind me, and we're gonna hook all of those up. I have cables in them, but nothing's hooked up in right now into the studio live 32SC. So really going to throw myself out there tonight. We also are going to hook up the stage box, and it's digital using a CAT6e cable. It's a special cable for this 50-foot. I'm going to also get a 100-foot. I have 2 15-inch Yamaha speakers over my shoulder. I have 2 monitors in the studio, one turned sideways and one on the table next to the Studio Live 32SC. So welcome tonight. We're going to hook it all up. I'm going to unbox a little power conditioner. I have another one coming, a Furman. It's not here yet. It won't be here probably for 2-3 more days. So I have a less expensive one we're going to use tonight just to do some surge protection here in the studio. I don't even know if I have enough studio power with everything lit up to even pull this off tonight, but we are going to get the digital snake hooked up, and that should be a lot of fun. So let's just say hi in the chat, see who here has joined me. Let's go like this, up to the top here. And who do we have here in first? Let's turn chat on the air. And we have Doug Force in the house. So good to have you. Followed by David. Thanks for coming. David's from Spokane. That's right in my neck of woods. I'm in the Tri-Cities, Richland, Washington. So welcome, David. Also, we have Freddie in the house. Hi, Freddie. Thank you for joining me. We have DJ Ware in the house. Good to have you, DJ Ware. I will go back and see here in a second if there's any questions. We'll come back to Freddie's comment. We have Tony in the house. It's good to have you. I will say this, Joe let me know earlier today in the chat that he's not going to be able to make it. So shout out to Joe, who's not going to be here tonight. But if you're watching delayed, thanks for watching. Joe and all the rest of you that are watching delayed, we are live on Tuesday. It is August 29th, 4 p.m., at least in the Washington State area. Daylight savings time is going to mess everybody up, but that's the way it goes. So good to have you here, Tony. Let's just see. I think I said hi to everybody. Let's go back through here. Yeah, the Skycam was on the Studio Live 32. It's got some cool little effects. I might as well cut over here to Super Source. Oh, that didn't work. What in the world? Try that again. So there's Super Source. We'll clear that chat off the screen, and let's put the logo up there. Not sure what is going on with that. There we go. And so there you have the Studio Live 32SC. Obviously, we've unboxed that here a few weeks ago. And if you haven't gone back and watched those videos, or if you're watching this delayed, let's just run through this journey. We did some unboxing right here. That was 3 weeks ago, followed by this one last week where we got some more things out of the box and talked about an announcement that came from Rode, and you can see that that is up there as well. And then obviously tonight we've got everything set out on the table, and we are going to get some stuff done. So that's kind of a journey the last 3 weeks. Prior to that, it was a complete different ball of wax. So here you go. Prior to that, I talked about what is X, and that was a great stream. And then we looked at the network setting here in the house, and we followed that with this stream. I was trying to decide what I should get, if I should get any of these things. I love this little kit using Rode's new little Video Live. And but I didn't dive in and purchase that. I was also looking at getting this monitor for the studio. Sorry, it's transparent, so it's just going to throw there up on the screen. This was also something I was looking at, which is now in the studio. That's the Studio Live board. But I was debating if I should get this little puppy. That's the little Yamaha. But I kind of decided not to go that direction. So we have since then added the Studio Live 32SC, and I'm going to be doing some live events, some live streaming. I'm going to be doing some recording live out in venues, as well as just some generic sound stuff in the future with my business, just diversifying because things are changing. So all of this stuff is set up on the desk, and you can see I've got cables hooked up to microphones. I've got the 16.8. That's the NSB stage box. I also have cables hooked up to the monitors. I have a wireless microphone back there that's also new, and we're going to get all this stuff hooked up here tonight. So hopefully I can get this accomplished. But I like this. I'm going to push the button again. I like these little demos. I think that little demo is pretty cool. So you have these little demos on this page. That's one of them. So it'll do this for a few seconds, and then it's going to switch it up, which is really cool. So if you have this on display, obviously when you have these faders that are all auto faders, and they can go back to positions that you program them to, it's pretty cool. So it's just going to wear them out, so I'm not going to run this any longer. And you just got RG buttons that will play some buttons. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's just playing different buttons on the board. Then you have that one that just does some more fancy stuff, using all of the lights like it's a party time. Then you just have the scribble strips that they'll do different things. So we'll get out of that, go back to the home page. And so we're going to dive into this. Sorry, my chair gets in the way when I turn around, but I have a couple cameras here. I'll go through the looks that we have tonight here real quickly. Camera 1 is shooting right down on the board. And camera 2 obviously is on me. Camera 3 is going to be this view. And then eventually I'll have my iPhone set up for camera 4. And so for right now, we'll go back to the main camera. So I hope you guys are ready to dive into this. Let's just see if anybody else has popped in here. Good to see you, Akil from Germany. It's early in the morning there, I believe. Let us know what time it is there in your location. So let's see. I consider the DM3 ended up getting the SSL12. So yeah, the DM3, I'm trying to remember what one that is. Oh gosh, I looked at that. But obviously now I have to know what those code words are. So sorry about that, Tony. let's just see if there's anything else up here that I want to address before we go. Yeah, let me know if I didn't say hi to someone. If you just came in, you missed the hi, but hi, everybody. Yeah, hello, back to you. Everybody greet Akil, and that's a long ways to come. Anybody else that's tuning in late, we will say hi here shortly, but I don't see anything else here that I need to cover. Oh, it's night. It's 1:10. Which is nighttime. So nighttime there. Okay, well, thank you for staying up late and joining us. Toto. So good job, Freddie. We'll get his name out there in the chat. Don't plan on tripping the fuse, so hopefully that won't happen. But okay, so let me give you a layout of what we're gonna do tonight. And then I'm going to kind of move away from live sound, though I do have some things coming. The NSB 16.8 can be rack mounted. Right now, currently it has handles on it. Let's grab it. Lost my cables, everything organized, but has handles on it. So I do have the rack mounts coming. And so again, this has got CAT6e inputs, and so you can daisy chain it if you want. There's also a switch by Presonus that you can get. It's just under $500, but so you can put that on the stage, and then obviously send your main cable from the console to it, and then daisy chain out there through the switch, and then that way, if one box dies or power goes out, you're not losing the other daisy chained deal. So you'd still have some live microphones and less things to deal with. So eventually I will get that switch if I go to multiple boxes. You can also use, Presonus has some in-ear monitor systems, so you can mix 16 different channels on the stage. That is also network capable, so you could then add that. So if you were going to add a couple sets of those and 2 or 3 monitors, then you would definitely want to not daisy chain everything. You would want to go through that switch. So we looked at that a little bit last week. I think I put it on the screen, but we're not going to get into that tonight. So it's not plugged in because we're going to do some unboxing here in a minute, because I got a power supply that's going to protect my items, and we'll see if we have enough power. I do not know if I have enough power left in the studio to power up all of this stuff. And if that's true, then we'll just power up 2 speakers and leave the monitors not powered up. If I blow a breaker and we lose the stream, I apologize, because I have not tested this. So again, this will need to be powered, and we're going to start with just this and the Presonus board, so we'll get somewhere tonight before we dive in. But I'm going to put that back, but there it is. So on one side you have the CAT stuff. On the other side, you have the power switch there. This is a locking cord. I think you can see that right there. It locks, so that's what comes with it. And then there is the front, there is the back, and you've got venting on both sides. And if you put it in a rack, then these handles come off, and you've got screws right here, and you also have screws right here. So we will be putting that together in one of my upcoming streams. So we'll be taking the handles off as well as putting that on, and I'll have a video on my channel as well. Tonight I am recording ISO tracks, so everything is being recorded. So let's set this back, and I'm going to keep the power cord out. And as I hook up things, I'll switch to the lapel mic. I do have the Rode mic on, so we're going to do that. It's getting really hot in here already in the studio, so if you think it's hot now, wait till we fire up all of this other stuff. So if you are going to have a channel like mine, consider that when you are going to go live. I would love to have a separate air conditioner for the studio. It would just make things a lot easier. So I could crank that down to about 65, freeze myself out, then go live and let the temperature slowly come up. But with all the electronics in the studio, It heats up really fast, and I have a fan that I can turn on before I go live, and as soon as I'm off the air, I turn that fan on just to pull cold air in from the house. Okay, we're gonna just do a little bit more here, then we'll get going. I'm not in a big hurry tonight. I do not want to wear myself out, but we have a lot to do, and we're gonna get to it here in a moment. So let's do this. Chat on the air, and this is my good friend Wayne Smith. So thanks for joining us, Wayne. It's good to have you here. Wayne lives up in the actually up in the Natchez area. I'll be up there on Thursday in a coffee shop with Wayne, and he is the one that called me out on saying that I would bring my sound up system, my new system up there. So Wayne's here to make sure that I'm willing to do that. We'll probably just take up a single monitor into the coffee shop. It's kind of a back room so we can play some music. Got some friends gathering there. It's going to be a good time. So it's good to have you, Wayne. And looks like DJ Ware said hi. So the DM3 is the Yamaha DM3. That's probably, is that the one I put on? Yeah, that is, right? That's the one I put up there. Is it not? Let's pop it up there. I'm not sure. Does that say DM3 on there? I cannot tell. Popping that right over my face because I'm just dropping it in the same place my logo is below. And so the logo is designed to be transparent down there, and this is designed to be transparent in front of my face, but that makes this stream a little more fun. So, okay. So I'm not sure about that. Yeah, and the SSL has a long history, that console in the audio realm, and it does. I mean, the SSL consoles have great sound in them, and very, very, very well known. I've seen some of my friends in my circle, well, I am sweating, helping or using those in live events. So I've been around those consoles, even though I've never mixed any live sound from them, but I have been at someone's shoulder a few times with those boards. And so you are correct, DJ Ware. So, okay. Yeah, I'm going to need your help tonight. I said this earlier in the chat. So if you have access to an extra screen, go to Presonus. I actually have, believe it or not, I have the little pamphlet that comes with the NSB, and it tells you each of the steps. So we'll have this to cheat, but if you bring it up on your computer, you could be ready to help me there. I also have my manual right here for the Studio Live 32SC console. That's handy. And then if I reach up here, move my earbuds, I have the complete NSB 16.8 manual. So that's printed out. And lots of paper, lots of ink today. I forget how many pages. This thing is like, well, there's the cover printed on the back page. And maybe it's just backwards. I don't know. It's like this. And it has that same little graph that I have that I can fold out on the first two pages. So there's the other half on page 2. So I have this ready. I have not hooked it up. I did not mess with it. If I'm going to do this live and tell you guys I'm doing it live, I've got to throw myself out there. So I am doing that as well. So a couple of things we're going to talk about before we do that. Obviously, this is a 32 channel board, but it only has 16 inputs on the back. So just so we're all on the same page, let's do this. Let me go to me. Where is it at here? Slideshow and me. This is just better, and I'll drop this new slide there. So there's the back of the board. So you can see what's available to me if I use the 32SC. So I could do right and left, which I'm going to tonight. So I would like to use the new stage box digitally to do 2 monitors. So we are going to attempt to do that. But I am going to plug my mains in right up there. And you can see where it says main left and right. You can also see the hookups on the back. So that is what's available on the back of the console. So if I want more than the 16 inputs there, and you can see some of them are Neutrik, but one of the things that's really cool about this stage box, let's see, I think you can see it right here in this photograph, but you can look at it. There's actually all of the inputs are Neutrik. What does that mean? That's a big deal when you start thinking about it. That means that, let's switch back to this other view, me and a logo. If you think about it, if you have Neutrik and it's possible, then you don't have to have direct boxes. So why would you need a direct box? I'm losing a camera here. Crazy 5D Mark IV and 3 timeout over time. Should be live, yeah. So you don't have to buy direct boxes. So recently we had to have 5 direct boxes because we wanted to have keyboard in stereo, we wanted to have electric guitar in stereo, and then we needed to bring the bass in. So a direct box just basically takes a 1/4 inch jack and makes it an XLR into the board. Well, when you have a XLR / 1/4 inch jack called a Neutrik connection, let me grab that again and I'll just show it to you. Little bit of education tonight. These have both 1/4 inch as well as XLR. So you can put an XLR in around the edge and you can put a 1/4 inch in the middle. And so balanced and unbalanced. And then you can use line input for this instead of a mic input. I think that's settings. I haven't found that setting yet in the Presonus board. I'm not planning on using any 1/4 inch jacks. But if you had a keyboard right and left, you could just take 2 of these and then create a stereo pair on your board. And then you could pan semi-left, semi-right, and have like the keyboard in stereo. Lots of people live do stereo and lead guitar as well. Then if you just have 2 guys on acoustic guitar, some people even do that in stereo. And then you could bring their voices mono right down the middle. And it sounds amazing. And if you think about mixing and panning, you actually literally need to make a decision. If you're sitting listening to a live band, you have the drummer in one space in your ears, kind of you have 2 ears, so you're hearing everything in stereo. And you have the vocalist maybe in the middle with acoustic guitar. You have the bass off on one side. On the other side, you have the keyboard. So with panning, you can actually space different things to make it sound amazing. Like I know some albums that start with lead guitar on one side and bass on the other side, and then everything else comes in right in the middle, clear across that inside space. That's pretty cool. So I love the idea that this item that sells for $100,000 gives me 16 channels, 8 outputs for monitors, and then 16 inputs, and I can then not have to have a direct box. And they make an 8 channel version of this. So I could use that at the drums, and then I could use this for monitors as well as keyboard, bass, electric guitar, and still have enough vocals inputs on the platform. And then I could put the wirelesses either on the stage or I could put the wireless receivers in the booth wherever I need them to be. And that means that I get the advantage of the other inputs, again, on the back of the board. So 16 inputs, 8 outputs. And if you add that to this, you have those as well as these. And that is what you need the snake for, or I'm going to call it a stage box. So we're going to hook this up in a minute, but we're going to open up a power supply first. So let me put this back. Okay. Let's change mics here. So you should have me on the lapel mic. I did work with it a little bit tonight, so hopefully it'll sound decent. So I'm not on this mic. I'm now on the lapel mic. So when I pull away, you should still hear me. Let's see what we have here. Let's go to super source here and box 2. Let's make box 2 What do I want to make it? Let's make it the 5D Mark IV. Cool. Okay. So back here. So that's what I was just changing, what's in box number 2. So I have this to unbox, and I'm going to unbox it right there on camera. So I apologize. You're going to have my back to you here for a second. So let's go out of Super Source. And should have this. We're going to focus it here. There we go. So this is a PDU by Pyle power strip surge protector. I think that's pretty well focused there. Decent. And so we're going to open this up. I'm not going to be pretty about it. Inside is the little brochure. Tells you all the ones they have available. This was about 49 bucks. And I wanted one of these in a rack. And I have a Furman coming. I'm gonna take this out of the box. Throw this under the table, pull these off. So again, that's the Pyle. Hopefully it won't be a Pyle. It's the PDU Power Strip Surge Protector PC0850, and there is a link in the description below. So it's got plastic on it. So we're going to pull this off. Pull it out of here. And there you have it. So you have a power button, you have a front power. On my Furman right across here, I plug my fan into it, and then I also plug my charging case into it with my MC lights. And then it says Pyle PC0850. That's the model number. And again, there's a link here on the description, and if you do use those Amazon associate links, thank you, because they do provide some support. So they are associate links. Obviously, you're going to rack mount it. You may not want to leave these on, so it's got nice 4 rubber feet, so you can set it on a desk. And then on the back, you have a fuse, power cord, fuse, and you have 8 inputs, and you can see 3 of these are wider, and then 4 of these are narrower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually, and then you have 3 wide ones. So now I have right and left monitors. I have two mains that I got to go in here, and then I have the Presonus board. I have the wireless, and then I have the NSB box that's got to go there, and I think I would have one extra if I plugged them all in, and I'm going to plug this end right here. Actually, let me show you. That's the bottom, that's the top, bottom, and then again it has a single rack hookup, and I think there's screws in the box. I just have not looked for them yet. Okay, so let me fix this. We'll see how long the cord is. We will switch back to the other camera. And let's go to camera 1. And we'll see how long this is. Should still have audio. Let me know if that sounds okay. And if you're wondering what the date is, it's right behind you. It's August 29th. So here you go. So I'm going to stretch this out here. This is typically how I measure cords if I remember looking at them. Ugh. And so actually my arm, if you can see this arm, it's not quite straightened out. So I have to look at the specs to see how long that is, but that will get me to where I need to go here in the studio. So we're going to do that here real quick. Just get this powered up, then I'll check in the chat, then we'll plug everything in. And we're gonna start just with the Presonus board and the NSB, and then I will make sure we get a microphone working, and then we will add speakers if we have enough power. So I'm gonna turn around here for a second, so I apologize. Oops. Just hit a camera. Now I need this. Oh. Okay. Whew. Sorry about that. Change back on this microphone. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go into my screencast here. And I will show you guys. It is fired up. There we go. We change what is in box 2. What did I do? Box 2. Okay, and then let's go back to super source here. Okay, that's my hand you're seeing. So there it is, right there. And I have actually plugged in the Presonus and the NSB, and then I also have the wireless microphone right there. So there you go. There is 1, 2, 3 things plugged in right now. You can see the other cords are scattered around there on the floor. And I've flipped it on, and nothing plugged into the front. I'm just going to set this on the floor for now. And then we're going to grab the digital snake, and we are going to hook it up. So I'm going to set this right here for right now. Sorry about that, I changed the mic. So again, powered on, and I have 1, 2, 3 things. That's the wireless microphone plugged in right there. So I could go over here. And now I have it powered on. And if I power the microphone on, test, 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 test. You can see audio levels right there. So there is a on and off switch right there. And then there's a linking switch and a power switch. And this is the new Sennheizer EW digital wireless kit. New technology, new codec for transmitting higher resolution, which is really cool. Sorry about having you be turned around, but so that mutes it, but it's still on right there. And with it muted, you can see over there that it's not receiving anything. When I turn it on, you see the green light go on, and there's the voice going up and down on that left side. Test, test. So that is hooked up. Next step is we're going to take this digital snake, and we're going to hook it up first to the Presonus board, and then we're going to hook it up to the NSB 16.8, which is the stage box. So here we go. So let me set my camera down for a second. And you can see it's got a regular XLR end, and then obviously it's not going to focus completely, but it's got a CAT6e cable inside, and that's designed to plug in. I'm going to show you guys on camera on my iPhone where it plugs in. So I'm going to get a stand first to do that. Okay, so I lost my signal on the phone. Lost it again, so I'm just going to plug this in. I don't know what's going on with the phone. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully you're not getting dizzy. So, cable 1, right there. See if we can get focus to work. And the other side is plugged in right there. And that's upside down. I will fix that here in a second. Okay, let's cut back to me and a logo. I'm so sorry. Powered on, but you can see there's a mute all button on there. So now let's go back to this. Oops, this view. Powered on, got a mute button. There's a close-up. We're going to go now into home, go into audio routing. Ooh, I dropped you. We're going to use 9 through 16. We're going to choose the NSB 16 1 through 8. Okay, it's showed up right there. I could lock it up and stuff and give permissions, shut off preamps so only I can run the preamps from the board. So it should be working now. So whew, that's about as hot as I've been in a while. So, okay, so the Presonus saw it, and so they're communicating. I just have to make sure the routing's right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to plug a mic in. So let's go back to SuperSource here. There's my microphone. Here's the end of the cable. Got some other things here that came UPS tonight, so I'm going to plug this into one on the stage box. It's clicked in. That should be on 16, I think. Didn't I route it to 16? Let's select that channel. And I do not have any input, but I have gain. So far, we don't have it hooked up right. So I'm in channel 1, this microphone. I have no signal coming into 17, so let's look at our settings again. You go to the home screen, you go into audio routing, AV inputs. So we are using 16 1 through 8. So that would be the 1 through 8 right there. I'm using the NSB 16 1 through 8. So let's see. That may be wrong. Let's try 9 through 16. See, 9 through 16 are already being used. We need to use 17 through 24, 1 through 8. Okay, so let's try this. So I changed it to 17 through 24. Don't know why this is not focusing. Let me fix this. 17 through 24, and I'm using 1 through 8. And now I should be getting a signal in channel 1. And I think I have to change channel 1, 17. It's on network. You can see it's changed the network. Let's go back. 1 through 8 are on network as well. That's interesting. What happens if I make it analog? Check, test, check, test. 17, turn the gain up. Check. Still nothing. Okay. So let's look in the chat. Maybe you guys saw something I missed. Oh, hot in here. Let me change back to this microphone. Of course, they're both on. Sorry about that. You probably had an echo, so I apologize. Okay. Let me catch my breath here, and we'll look at the chat and see if you guys saw anything. Did I miss something? Let's go all the way down here. Chat on the air. It's good to have you, David, joining us tonight. Yeah, sorry about that. You were right, David. I had both channel 1 and 2 on my extreme ISO on, just because it might help you understand what I was doing wrong. Let's go back to super source. And when I'm using my lav mic, it's this channel. Test, 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 test. This needs to be off. If I leave them both on, I get echo. So I should have had both of these, this one off, channel 1, which is my Shure SM7B, and this is my DJI mic kit. So we'll turn this off. Turn that back on. And that's this microphone right here. So that was all on me. Not the first time I've messed up in a live stream. Okay. So let's just say hi to Jay here. Good to have you. Great stream last night. Once again over my head, but you can put in the chat what you guys were attempting to set up last night. Again, that is in the IT world. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. I am working hard for you. I used to live record my sessions using mid-side recording when performing live. Yeah, mid-side is quite interesting. If you don't know what mid-side is, you have a center mic and then you have a stereo right and left mic, and it does something weird to the audio space. And so anybody who does that, I mean, you could do it with 3 mics. They make special mics that will do mid-side. I actually have an older Roland recorder that had mid-side built into it. It had stereo outside mics and it had 2 dynamic interior mics. And so it would do mid-side recording, and it was quite fascinating. So one stereo pan to the left, other one to the right, and then you had a microphone kind of coming down the middle, and it sounded pretty amazing. Jay says, I messed up in a live stream. He does it all the time. Yeah, we all mess up. No, I didn't forget to push the audio slider up. Akil, I just messed up and didn't hit the on and off button on the ATEM Extreme ISO like I demoed. So, okay. I was trying to set up a radio station software package. That's what Jay was doing last night. So way over my head, but it's really cool if you're into how radio stations and stuff go together. That's something that you can learn from TVJ's channel. There's other people in the chat tonight. You can go over to Tony and learn about IT equipment. He's got some great unboxings and stuff there. Jay, a couple weeks ago, was on live with Aaron Precki, one of my favorite live streamers on live streaming tech. And so they were on together. You can also go to DJ Ware's site and get some great stuff from his page. And so make sure you check out those people. So again, you've got TVJ, you've got DJ Ware. Where are you, DJ Ware? And then you also have Tony, Quick Tech Solutions, and they have some great live streaming channels. So, okay. So I'm going to back up, process this real quick. It's kind of hard when you got people looking over your shoulders. See if I can get my cameras. I bumped them really bad. Readjust that one. Get some focus on that one. So, okay. So obviously you have the normal routing in the Presonus, and I'm just processing out loud. You have the normal routing to everything on the back. And then if you look at the front of the console, there's this fat channel area. It's not necessarily fat, but let's switch microphones again. Okay, I've got it off. And then I'll go back to Super Source. And so you have this fat channel, and you can see I can choose USB, analog, network, or SD card. So I can play back from an SD card. I can access the network. I can access analog. I can access USB. So analog would be the back of the console. I would believe that network would be using the Snake, Digital Snake. And you can see right now 17, if I click on 17, it's now analog. If I click on network, then it's network, and you can see the preamp is down, so I would adjust the preamp up right on this knob, the gain knob, and this is kind of the fat channel right here. And so as I run this gain knob up, it goes up, and I got a little flashy thing up there. Oh, and I have audio. So 17 is live, so there we go. I've got audio on channel 17, so there is my gain, and that's this microphone right here. So we have audio, we pulled it off, but we don't have any right or left channels yet, so let's talk about that here real quick. So now I have this microphone is live. I haven't plugged in the wireless yet, so we'll attempt to plug the wireless in, but this mic is live right now, so I'll put it in my hand and go back to Super Source. That was my knee. And so as I'm talking to that microphone, you guys can see it right there. I got the audio, and so you can see the EQ is giving me an idea of what's happening with this Beta 58 I have in my hand. So that one's live, going into the digital snake. It's coming into channel 17, so we have channels 1 through 8 coming in through 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So those channels are live. So if I plug my wireless into 18, it should go live as well. So we're going to give that a try. So I'm going to grab the wireless cable here, put this back. Now I have the wireless cable plugged in right there. And somewhere around here, I have a wireless microphone. So let me find it. Here it is right here. So we need to get 17 set up. So we're going to change to, or 18. So select 18, channel 18. No gain on channel 18. It's on network. So I should be able to bring the gain up. Well, let's go 29 dB right now. I'm going to unmute the mic. Up there we have a signal. Check, check, check. And what do you know? Channel 2 in the snake, the digital stage box, is coming into channel 18 in the Studio Live console, and there you have it. So just a CAT cable has taken me from where I'm at with the Studio Live 32SC, and I have a 50-foot cable. I can go 50 foot away, and now I can get all of the audio sources from the stage. And again, I'm going to put it in a stage box, so I'm going to rack mount it. I'm going to put a power supply in there, so clean the power up as well as make sure I don't have any surges. That'll be on the stage, and then I will plug the NSB 16.8 into that. Probably also have my wireless microphone receiver in that same box. I'm not quite sure. I think this NSB 16.8 uses three slots, right? I can't think of the term right now. You can put it in the chat. So it's going to be a 3U, I believe. It might be more than that. So I'm waiting to get the ears, and I have a box in my garage. So I want to see exactly how many U's it takes up before I order my stage box, because I want to be able to get the power supply in there. I want to also get the wireless microphone in there. I want to have another space at the top to put in the network box if I purchase it. I want another slot above that just for maybe another wireless microphone, and then we'll see. And then I want the stage box to go in that. So I've got to count how many U spaces I need. So rather than making the mistake and buying the wrong box, I'm going to get the right box. And then on the main table with my board, that's where I'll have things. Let's go back to my other microphone. I'm going to have things like this. This just came in the mail. I wanted one of these. It is cable, and it's basically 1/4 inch right and left to USB-C. So if someone hands me a new microphone at an event and they want me to play audio in it, you've got 1/4 inch right and left, and then you have USB-C. I already have a Lightning version of this. Then I have one that's RCA, because the back of the Studio Live has a tape in, believe it or not. So I don't have to take up 2 channels, but if someone wanted to be up on stage playing music, like if I have someone up there doing PowerPoint and they're right of stage, which we do a lot like in outdoor events, They can be up there projecting on the big screens, also running audio, and who knows, I might need USB-C, or I might need Lightning, I might need 3.5. So I'll probably have 5 or 6 of these, but I ordered this one, so if I get an iPhone with USB-C or an iPad with USB-C, I will be able to get audio from it using this cable right here. And obviously it takes up 2 inputs. And again, having those Neutrik connectors on the stage is really important, because I can put this on the stage, or I can put it in the Neutrik connections that you'll see are available right here on the back. So you do have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the bottom row Neutrik connections, and that's 1/4 inch and XLR on the back of that board. So crazy days. So now we have got the wireless microphone working and haven't done any EQ and all that stuff. So we'll talk about that in another live stream. I will have the board in here occasionally in my live streams, and we'll only cover one topic at a time. And I'm going to make a video out of those. So wireless is live. I've muted it. So that's on my desk, and this is live. So I can now do what every sound engineer should do. They go on the board, right? And I'm going to mute both of those channels. So now they're muted. I don't have any mains on, and I don't have any monitors mix set up yet. So I would have to assign these as well. So the mains would be right here. And then if I was going to have studio monitors, they can be right here, and headphones right here. So you can route this stuff wherever you want to, but right now it's routed from the monitor outs would go right here. So the main outs we're going to show you. We're going to go back here, so stand by. So again, both channels are muted, and you have your phone mix and your monitor mix. And so that would be in the studio control room monitors. And then that would be headphones, but these could be routed anywhere you want them to be. And then, like I said, I have muted 17 and 18, and that's 1 and 2 in the Snake. So nothing's plugged into the back of the board right now, but the CAT cable is right there. Ethernet cable, that's for my network in the house, USB, and then there is no inputs in there right now in the back of that. So we are going to add the mains now. So let's go ahead and do that. Blue is that speaker right there. So you have right and left. So that's going to be left. And then over here somewhere, it fell on the ground. Let's see, easiest way to get it is it's right down there. You can see I have a mess in my office. I don't want to mess up my Skycam. So can I reach this without breaking anything? Let's set this down for a second. Okay, got it. Upside down, I know, but those are plugged in. So you got main, right and left. Now we need to plug them in. So I think I still have audio, yeah. So I have it plugged in the channel 1 of my Yamaha DHR 15. I've got the audio up here at 0, and obviously I have the contour control off, and I have the high pass filter is currently off. And then this is channel 2 and 1. You can go through or not through and run it to another board, but I'm not using channel 2 at all. It is off. So I'm plugged in channel 1. Same thing over there. At 0, all the same things are off coming out, and you can see That's the orange cord, and that is the blue cord. But right now we don't have power hooked up. So I have power down here. There's power cable 1, so we're going to plug that in. This is the cover my mom made for me, Shannon's mom. So this should be just double check and make sure the monitors are off. So I discovered on the single line is on and that is off. So it is off and that is off as well. So let's plug it in. Plugged in. Right there. Plugged in. Just set this for here for a minute. Okay, everything's plugged in. Channel's down. These are down. My board is rebooting, so I must have hit something. So we'll let that reboot. And I don't know if it saved any of my microphone settings, but something happened. So it is back up. Let's just double check here real quick. They're still muted. Test, 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 test. Yeah, it looks like I lost network on 18. And select. Network is on, so it's working again. Okay, so mains are off. I don't know what I did, but you guys are still with me. Here we go. Power. Power. Number 2 is muted. 17, we need to bring the gain up. Just going to bring that up just a little bit. And put the mic in my hand. Test, test, test. Definitely have audio. Test, 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 test. Check, test. Check, test. So I'm going to change the mics here now. So that is a condenser mic, so you can hear I have left and right going on right now. Left and right. The main is up. The mic is up. I have audio signals, and you guys should be hearing that. Test, test, test. And that's coming through my condenser microphone right there. And that is going into channel 4 in my Rodecaster Pro version 2. So back to this mic. I don't know how to get crazier than that. Let me try that again. I think you guys are muted, so there it is. Test, 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 test. Here's the other mic. Check, 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 check. So you can see right there that I have the wireless working as well. So, and that was using the condenser microphone. This is using the SM7B. So it doesn't give you a very good sound check, but pretty cool. So it's been an hour and 15 minutes. I want to talk about this. I made a pattern. We bought this material. My mother had a coupon, my mother-in-law. So we created this pattern, and this is actually a cover for the Studio Live 32. It fits great. I'm going to put my logo on it right there. It's a slick material. I wanted a slick, glossy black, and then I'm going to put my white Life Journey Productions logo on it. And then the goal is to make covers for all my own speakers with my logo on them. And so this was a test. It fits on there really well, really tight. I will put that on next week. Right now it's really hot. I'm not going to put it on there. But that is thank you to my Shannon's mom, Sharon, and she worked and slaved on that, and that was really, really cool. Okay, let's get back to the chat here. Use a ribbon for the size and an omne for mid. It sounded nice. Yeah, I'm sure that would sound amazing for a duet. Right there, right? Ribbon and playing sounded nice with a two of us playing a duet. Yeah, that would be, I'd love to hear that. DJ Ware, I don't know how we could do that, but I think I don't know if we ever emailed back and forth. Tony and Joe have my email, and so does Jay, so as well as Freddie. So if you have any of those, I would love to hear MP3 of that. I promise I won't do anything with it or share it online. So DJ Ware heard it. Good to have you, Hank. Thanks for joining me. It says checking in late, watching weather for pending hurricane coming to South Carolina tomorrow. Yeah, so if you are a praying person, and I am, please say a word of prayer for all the people in Florida. Obviously, already saw incredible fires in Maui. There was a fire here in the Northwest. A camp that I served on the board with lost a bunch of cabins. It was a miracle that it didn't come down in the cabin. It burnt houses on the left and the right and on the hill, and it burnt down cabins on the hill. But the fire department was able to put out the upper lodge, the beautiful downhill lodge, and all the other cabins and the chapel and all of that at this camp did not get fire damage. It melted so hot in that region. There was some residual damage, but the biggest damage was down on the main area by the lake. This is up in Medical Lake. It's Eastern Washington Bible Camp that I've just known for years and years and years and years. They had the carpet melt in their putt-putt range, so it got hot. So say a prayer for Florida and everybody that's in the Gulf Coast that might be experiencing those hurricane weathers. Also say a prayer for the people that lost their homes. I have a good friend of mine who directs that camp up there in Medical Lake. Everybody that worked at the camp that had homes on the lake lost their homes. Not all the homes were destroyed, but they lost all their homes, as well as they lost some cabins on the hill. And so I hope to go up there this week to check out the camp and pray and say hi to my friends, take a checkup with me, and just so make sure you take a moment to say a prayer for all those people. So again, we tested the Sennheiser new microphone, and these have interchangeable capsules. So you can actually buy a $1,000 Neumann capsule. Yeah, that's right. You can do a condenser capsule on these microphones. You just switch out the capsule. It just screws off right here, and you can buy those capsules. This is the standard 835 cardioid, and it is not a condenser, but you can actually add condensers to this microphone kit. New technology. So I bought one of these from my client that I get to use every so often and test it because I run sound for him. So we like it. So now he has one, and I have one. If we ever do an event together, we have two wireless microphones. I will probably eventually add another one to my kit. They also make a new receiver. That traditional receiver right there is just like a rack-mounted one. It comes with the ears to rack mount it. I bought a bag for like $49 on Amazon. I think there might be a link in the description tonight if you want to use those links. Again, thank you. Those are associate links. We do get a little kickback on that. We appreciate the support of the channel. So hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out those links. But again, wireless microphone, the NSB 16.8 is in the links. The Studio Live 32SC is in the links. A lot of the other accessories are in the links. I'm out of time, so I'm not going to hook up monitors, even though they're powered and I have cords to them. I'm going to do this right now, though, just so you guys can see that I am serious about this. So I do have cables already right there. There's the two monitors. So let's take those for right now. Let's see, did I cut to super source? No. There you go. So let's untangle this one. That goes to that monitor right there. And we're going to plug that into channel 1, and I'm going to mess with this later. And then this one is going to go into output number 2. And I had to put the phone down to plug them in. There you go. So I did power up those monitors, but I haven't linked those output yet. So somewhere in here, in home screen, audio networking, AV input streams, remote, let's see, is that it? 16 through 8, nope. AV input streams, digital patching, so analog sends, input sources, SD cards, USB sends, analog sends, AES. Boy, I'm gonna have to watch some videos before I figure that out. You got ear mix setups right here. So ear mix, that would probably be source 1 through 8, 9 through 16. Nothing. So I've got to figure out how to assign those. That's not it. Audio routing, AV input streams. Let's see, can I scroll down with this? Yeah. Inputs. Yeah, I don't currently see it. I watch no videos on that, only videos on how to set up the inputs. So we're going to stop there, but that's a lot. I literally hooked up the NSB 16.8 live, networked it, took you guys behind, plugged in the cabling, the CAT6e, and it's crazy. Got it to work using 1 and 2 in the stage box, but they come in to channel 17 and 18. And the reason I do that is then I can still plug anything I want into channel 1 through 16, and it would be on the back of the board. So doing it this way means that I get all 32 channels and I get all 16 outputs. So that means I could have 16 monitors, or I could have stereo mixes, and that's a lot. And then there's all the monitor mixes, and the only thing I haven't showed you guys yet is this. Back to this view right here. So then now that those monitors are plugged in, once they're routed, and I have them routed over there, if I put them in the board, then I just choose what mix. So if it's mix 1, mix 2, mix 3, mix 4, then I'd hit mix 1, and then now I would bring up channel 17 and 18 to put it in that mix. So now mix 1 has got 17 and 18 in it, and obviously we have signals. And then if I go back to main mix, there's my 17 and 18, and now I've muted 17 and 18. So they're in mix 1 now. volumes are brought up, the main is off. This would be the main mix. So you'd hear it in the monitors if I brought it up, but this is just putting 17, 18, Beta 58, wireless, Sennheizer, EW digital handheld microphone is now in mix 1. Mix 2, you'll watch them go down. They haven't been assigned yet to mix 2, mix 3, mix 4, but if I go back to mix 1, bang, they come back up. So, okay, still got the signal. I'm still in 17, 18, and you can see if I bank over, there's nothing going on, no signal. Oh wait, I have signal in 1. Interesting. So something is not assigned correctly. So who knows? Main mix. Try that again. Yeah, nothing coming into 1. My bad. I was in mix 1. So the challenge, and we'll close with this, of a 32SC board and all of those different mixes and sends and microphones going up to 32 channels, and you could go up to even more. They have a 64 channel board. You have to know what you have pushed on the board, because typically you're running faders for each of those sections. So you might be running faders for your monitor mix for one monitor or one person's in-ears. And then if you're in that making changes, thinking you're making changes with your main mix, then it throws you off. So we really have to calculate where we're at. Which mix are we working on? And without doing that and looking down, you could do like I did. I thought I had a live microphone on channel 1 and 2, and in reality, I was in mix 1. And mix 1 did have a live microphone. Once I started talking in the microphone, then obviously it shows it in mix 1. So lots of options with this board, lots of depth. I'm going to do some playing around with it in the next couple days when I'm in town and really start diving into the board. I waited to tonight to hook up the digital snake, and I've only plugged one microphone into channel 1 on the back of the board, and now I have 2 microphones plugged into the digital stage box, and I can play with the outputs and see how to assign those, and I will give you guys an update in the weeks to come. So that's pretty much it for the last 3 weeks of live sound. My new kit. I want to get back to other live streaming tech. I will put the ears on the stage box in one of those lives coming up. Have a couple other things coming in the mail besides the 2 things I opened up today, and that was the little adapter with the USB-C on one side and 3 quarter-inch jacks on the other side. And then we opened up the Pyle, the power supply, again, protecting my gear from surge protection. Supposed to have some audio noise protection as well. And then I have a Furman box coming in as well, and that is supposed to be even a little bit better. So we'll see how those perform, and if they don't perform, they're going back. So I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. We're going to check on the chat before we go, just to be respectful to you guys being here with me. And again, I want to thank you. If you have not hit the like, please consider hitting the like button. That means a lot to the channel, and other people get to know I was live. So, okay. No feedback, that's good news. Stop and Quick Tech Solutions says, stop and think, same here in the Cape Fear region, hoping it passes. Wow. So you guys be safe, please. And again, when I get off the air tonight, I will stop with my wife and we will have a quick word of prayer. And yes, I am talking about Silver Lake Bible Camp. So David, it's actually called Eastern Washington Bible Camp. But because it's on Silver Lake for years, anybody that ever went there says Silver Lake. So yeah, the cabins, a number of the cabins on the hill were burnt down. The lodge was damaged on the side of it. Nothing on the main camp down at the bottom. And so the chapel and the big new lodge survived. It's got the big, beautiful kitchen downstairs in it. So all of that, all the cabins down on the bottom survived. There's some damage to the putt-putt, but yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank you, David. I will do the best to have fun with my gear. You're welcome, DJ Ware. Thank you, Tony. I do have my work cut out to learn all this stuff, but one of the goals that I set for myself was to continue learning, continue growing, and I have history in production, history in engineering in a studio, doing mastering, even had my broadcast license for a short period of time years ago, back when I was making commercials on a program using tape decks. So that takes you back a while if you check that out back in the day. So have some history, and then now I'm going to kind of meld it all together with live streaming tech, installs in venues that want to do live streaming. I've installed cameras now. I do live streaming training. I have podcast clients that are learning how to podcast. So lots of things in my tool bag now. Hopefully, as our world continues to turn, I'll have plenty of things in my tool bag besides 23 years of in the RV sales industry, including content management for the last 2.5, almost 3 years in the RV industry. So just trying to expand my portfolio at 62 years old. Thank you, Freddie. You are awesome. Appreciate you. And you have a great evening as well, my friend. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in to the live stream. I know that it takes effort. I do that as well, try to tune into some live streams during the week. My time is getting more and more limited because I'm doing more and more study. So thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. I'm going to go hang out with the family, have some dinner, say a couple prayers for all of those crazy things that are going on in our world. So as I go out, just be safe. Continue to grow, continue to learn. It's a blast. And join some of the other channels, live streams that support each other. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing if you're watching this delayed. And check out the other 2 videos on the gear that I unboxed here live over the last couple weeks. And I thank you for joining me here live. And let's see. David's been to Silver Lake Bible Camp. Maybe we've met David. Huh. You too, man. Doug, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I'd love to know, David, if we've ever met there. I was the director of the camp for many years. All of that's back. I think that relationship where I was directing ended in like 1996, 97. So years and years ago, I was on the board at that camp, so I know it really well before the lodge. So thank you for tuning in tonight, David. And one of those guys that's very close to where I live, and that's Spokane, Washington. Takes about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, depending on traffic to get there from where I'm located, because I'm right by the highway that goes from Hermiston to Yakima. So, okay, good night, guys. Thank you so much. We have never met personally. Well, it's cool to have some common ground and some things that you are a part of and I've been a part of. So you know the camp. So you guys have a great week. I will see you again live next week on Tuesday at 4 p.m. with another cool live stream and maybe some new things to unbox. We'll just have to see. Until then, be safe.